Hi everyone, this is Mary Ann Marlowe with A Word Fitly Spoken Ministries here to bring you a Word Bites again today. And today the title of our message is The Influence of a Woman. We're going to start by reading from Chronicles 22 verses 1 through 3. And that says, Then the people of Jerusalem made Ahaziah, Jehoram's youngest son, their next king, since the marauding bands who came with the Arabs had killed all the older sons. So Ahaziah, son of Jehoram, reigned as king of Judah. Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 1 year. His mother was Athaliah, a granddaughter of King Omri. Ahaziah also followed the evil example of King Ahab's family, for his mother encouraged him in doing wrong. 1 Kings 11, 1 through 3 says, Now King Solomon loved many foreign women. Verse 2, The Lord had clearly instructed the people of Israel, You must not marry them, because they will turn your hearts to their gods. Yet Solomon insisted on loving them anyway. Verse 3, And in fact, they did turn his heart away from the Lord. These are two examples of women who turned men's hearts away from doing what was right and from serving the Lord to doing what was evil and worshiping and following idols and evil practices. We can also mention Eve, who influenced Adam to disobey God, and thus brought down all future generations until Jesus came to save us. Notice, Satan didn't go to the man, he went to the woman. He understood the greatest influence a woman has over a man for evil or for good. He understood the influence that a woman has over a man to encourage that man to do good or to encourage him to do evil. Just like Athaliah, Ahaziah's mother, encouraged him to do evil. And Solomon's wives encouraged him to do evil and worship idols instead of worshiping the Lord as he should, even though he was the wisest man that ever lived and he had his wisdom from God. Still, the women turned his heart away from God. Let's look at an example of a good influence from the Bible, a good influence that a woman can exert. 1 Samuel 25 tells the story of Nabal, a wealthy man of Maon, and Abigail, his wife. Nabal was shearing his sheep when David sends a messenger to give David's men something for protecting the sheep and Nabal's goods all the while they were in the area. So David's men had protected Nabal's sheep and his property all the while that David and his men were in the area. So he's requesting payment for protecting Nabal's property and sheep, and that he knows that Nabal is shearing his sheep, so he's going to cash in on the wool that he makes from getting the sheep sheared. So David knows he's going to get a lot of money, and he's requesting payment for protecting Nabal and his property. Nabal sends a sneering message back to David, refusing to pay him for his services. So David is going to go, he's getting ready, he and his men, to go attack Nabal and his household until a servant tells Abigail what had happened. Abigail quickly assembles a large amount of food and wine and heads out to meet David. Verse 23 says, When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed down to David with her face to the ground. Verse 25, she said, Please pay no attention, my lord, to that wicked man Nabal. He is just like his name. His name means fool, and folly goes with him. Verse 26, and now, my Lord, as surely as the Lord your God lives, and as you live, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hands, may your enemies and all who are intent on harming my Lord be like Nabal. Verse 32 to 33, David said to Abigail, praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and for avenging myself with my own hands. So, this is just one example of a woman's good influence on a man. Abigail met David and kept him from murdering innocent people and for one evil man. Nabal was the one who caused all this, but David was going to go kill the whole household. So because of Abigail's quick thinking and wisdom, she kept David from doing that. So her good influence and wise counsel was used for good in David's case. Amen. Another example of a good influence is Esther. She used her influence with the king, and God saved the whole Jewish nation through her. There are many examples of women who influenced men, both for good and for evil in the Bible. God has made a woman to be a helpmeet for the man. But because of sin, women can help their men for good to do good or for evil to do evil. And this is the reason that after the fall of mankind, God told a woman to be submissive to their husbands. This influence must be done in the right way, or things will get out of balance rather quickly. Men were created to be the head and women the helper. Women can do much good, but they can also do much harm. You know, a lot of times men go more on their feelings in the moment. They're rash sometimes. They get angry and they do things that they shouldn't do. And women can keep a cool head and influence them to think through things and not act rashly. So with husbands and sons and male bosses, if a woman is godly and seeks the Lord, she can have great influence for good. But if she is ungodly and follows the evil one, she can influence the men around her for evil and for harm. So men, beware when you choose a wife to choose wisely a woman of a strong, godly, and moral character. Because, like it or not, women exert great influence over you. And they can cause you to do right and serve and obey the Lord, or they can influence you to do wrong and go down the wrong paths. And women, be a godly influence and always seek the Lord in everything you do so you can be a good helpmeet and not an evil influence to the men around you. Submit yourself to God and be submissive to your husband, not ordering him around or using your influence to manipulate him to get your own way. Amen. Use your influence to bring him closer to God and his will. Give him wise counsel that comes from hearing God, and help him to do good. That is what you women are called to do, women of God. Then, like Abigail and Esther, you and your household will be blessed. Amen? So let's go forth and do what is right. Men, choose wise, godly women, and women, be good influencers of your men. Bye for now.